Is every single week we're going to be adding value to our community. So we're going to be giving some strategic information that's going to help you go out on the field, look at homes, make a wise decision, and decide if right now is a time for you to get a home or buy a property or sell your property. So at the end of the day, there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to this business, and our responsibility is to educate and inform you of what's going on. So this way you can decide if it makes sense to move forward. Thank you very much. It's going to be every single Saturday around 10 or 10:30. And it's going to be coffee with us, and we're going to share a couple important things to make sure that you have all the tools available so that you can win. Let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen so I can kind of give you guys some idea on what we're talking about here. Okay, so the end goal is to educate you guys and inform you guys so that way you know exactly what is needed to win in this real estate market. At the end of the day, there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of noise, a lot of people are giving advice that have not even been in the real estate or haven't even purchased a property, and they're trying to give advice to people who haven't done that as well. The last thing we want to do is we want to put you in a position where you're concerned or you're worried or you're not satisfied with your purchase. So we're very strategic in our conversations when we do talk on the phone, as well as when we're presenting the information. At the end of the day, there's plenty of room for everybody at the top. And if you're strategic and you know how to navigate it, you're going to feel better, more confident, and we're going to avoid buyer's remorse. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that you don't have any regrets of getting the home that you got. We want to make sure you're confident. And we'd rather you tell us heck no than why did you show us? So just remember, our job is to show you what's on the buffet and you pick your entree that makes sense for you and your family. Okay. So to quickly recap, the three things that I'll be bringing up today specifically, I'm going to provide you guys with a list of open houses that are happening this weekend. So as you guys are driving around town, you can kind of identify, hey, I'm going to drive by here. I'm going to look at this home, open up your awareness. And maybe you've had goals on moving this year and you haven't really thought about it. Hopping into an open house is a great way to get motivated, a great way to kind of see what's out there and what's available. And I understand the price differences as well. So I'm going to provide you guys with a link to all the open house in Northwest Arkansas in this video, as well as a list of all the new houses and new builds that are happening in our market, as well as share some market insights so that you can know if you're the only family that's making a move or there's other families making a move. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here in the weekly real estate news in Northwest Arkansas. As you can see on my screen here, just briefly, we offer services helping first-time home buyers, helping investors, helping sellers, helping commercial rentals, commercial deals. So we have experience in all these different areas, and all it does is add value to you. So when clients come to us and they tell us their goals and their dreams, one of the biggest things that we try to identify is what is what is your goal 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? Not just your goal today or tomorrow to get into a house. Do you have any other goals? Because if clients bring visions that they have goals to go further in real estate, then we can kind of help them allocate their first purchase in a way where strategic and they can cash out and then use that money to then go invest in a commercial property or go invest in some fix and flips or a new build, etc. So we have a lot of experience in all these areas, and we just want to briefly say, hey, when you show up to our consultations, we're going to take great care of you and we're going to explore all the options because you deserve to have the whole buffet explained, and then you choose the entree. At the end of the day, you're the one that's going to pay the mortgage, not our team. I guarantee you nobody on our team is going to sign up to pay that mortgage. So with that being said, we're going to be very respectful of your wants and your needs, and we're going to provide you with all the tools so that way you can make the decision that makes sense for you, your family, and your pocketbook. You can count on our team to keep you up to date with the real estate market, find properties that match your home criteria, negotiate the best deal we can. So we hear all the time when clients come in, oh, they were trying to force me, this other team or group or whatever was trying to force me to buy this house without getting an inspection or just asking with no repairs, etc. And we get it that can be case by case scenario, but the majority of the time, you do have that right as a buyer to negotiate as well as a seller. So maximize on it, use that negotiation. And if you're a real estate agent and your real estate professionals are not confident in their ability to negotiate, that's only going to diminish your results. So just keep that in mind that at the end of the day, We're here to serve you. And if you can walk out at the closing table with having to put $1,000 less, $2,000 less, $5,000 less, then why not, right? I mean, that'd be your decision to decide, right? We would look at all the numbers, but if there's an ability to negotiate, count on it that we will be negotiating for you. Recently, we had a client that we negotiated. They were only doing $5,000 closing costs, and boom, we negotiated them to 10,000 closing costs. So we doubled it just by us helping negotiate and put that deal together. So at the end of the day, don't be afraid of negotiating. Okay. Another thing is very, very important. Our job is to help you avoid pitfalls in the journey. So throughout the journey, with our experience, we kind of understand where there could potentially be some obstacles, and if we're not actively looking at that and we're not paying attention to that information, then what can happen is, you may end up in a situation where you're not satisfied and you're not happy. And the last thing we want to do is put you in that situation. So our jobs as professionals is to advise you of any potential pitfalls that could happen in the journey of buying or selling real estate. Now, caveat, if you decide to say, hey, I still want to go this route despite these obstacles, don't worry, we're going to be there to help you go overcome those obstacles. But just having that awareness and knowing, hey, here's what's going to happen, are you ready for it? If so, let's go. At the end of the day, it's not impossible, but we just want to be very clear, very transparent, as well as be fiduciary responsibility. So we have responsibility to you as our client, whether it's buyer, seller, investor, to do our best job for you. So at the end of the day, we want to make sure that everything we discuss in our internal consultations is private between us and only the people that you allow us and give us permission to talk to about. So we're not blasting your information, your details to everybody else, because at the end of the day, it's not for them. The home is for you. So we want to make sure that you feel in a safe zone and your information is confidential, and we protect client data privacy at all costs. Okay. Here's a little bit about our team. You can see the pictures here of some of the team members that we have, and we're actively recruiting more. So just want to show you this to know that, hey, it's not just me. We have more people to help you. So if at any moment I can't get to the phone, or I can't call you, or I can't show you a house, one of our team members is definitely going to help pick up, because there is a lot of work. A lot of families are coming to us on a weekly basis, and we want to give everybody all the time that they deserve. So now we just need more people to help out with the output. So feel free to reach out to any of these agents, and we're more than happy to help you out. Okay. The home buying process, just briefly touch on this. It's a 5-step process. It's kind of like making a recipe, making food. You can't skip to step number 5, no matter how bad you want. So we have to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're very strategic. If you're on 1, we're not going to start looking at properties and jump to 3. We have to go to 2, then 3. So very strategic, just because we don't want to waste your time. We've heard the feedback from our clients when they sit down and they say, hey, I've been looking for a house for the last 6, 7, 8 months with this other team, and I didn't know about closing costs. What the heck? So if we don't follow the right order, you're going to be wasting your time. You're going to have to coordinate getting out of work earlier, or running this errand, running that errand on a time crunch, because we have to meet at this house, look at this house, et cetera, et cetera. So at the end of the day, the last thing we want to do is add extra stress to your life, because we already know you have a lot of it, and life already gives us enough of it. So what we want to do is take stuff off your plate. So when we're strategic with our intention and our process, we produce results, we produce success, and that's what you guys want. You guys want a successful outcome. Nobody wants to go on the home buying or home selling journey and end up in the failure realm, right? Everybody wants to end up in success. So at the end of the day, this is what allows us to achieve success, is by helping you understand where you're at in the process. And we do not pass go, we do not skip until we are done with that process. Okay. So next thing I wanted to kind of update you guys is the market, right? I did say I was going to provide market information. And if we look at this chart here, you can see that in December, sales dropped. It started dropping about September, and as most of you guys have known, the interest rate is kind of all over the place. It's gone up a little bit faster than what it's gone in past couple of years. But strategically, people are still moving to the area, and it's about supply and demand. So at the end of the day, if you're a homeowner and you're thinking about selling, right now is a good time. There's very serious buyers, and if you're a buyer thinking about buying, right now is a great time, because there's sellers that want to sell and they're willing to work out deals to help you win and get into the home in 2023. So don't miss this opportunity. Just because there's less doesn't mean it's not happening. It's still happening. It just means that the people who are doing it are serious because they really need a home. They're not messing around trying to move during the winter break, etc. People that are moving now are super serious about what they're trying to do and what they're trying to achieve. And most of the time, these people have already been planning for a year or not longer to get to this point, fixing their credit, working on paying off debt, saving the down payment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So at the end of the day, people are still moving to the area. So maximize on that. If you're interested in wanting to buy, make sure to reach out or sell. Okay. And here's specifically the goal is going to be every single week. I'm going to present to you guys the facts on the last 7 days. So this way, as time goes on, we kind of see the trend and we see, hey, here's what's going on this week. Here's what happened last week. And what are you going to do about it? What kind of questions do you guys have for us? Please feel free to use the comment section and let us know. It should show up here as well. Thank you again for everybody who's watching. But I did want to provide tactical feedback, tactical information. So when we look at, let's see here. Perfect. So when we look at the last 7 days of that real estate activity, if you notice here in front of us, 5 properties are now coming soon on the market, which means 5 more sellers are ready to sell. So that means there's 5 more houses that you can have potentially the ability to go look at and potentially make an offer or secure it for you and your family. 172 new listings went on the market just in the last 7 days. That means 172 families raised their hand and said, "Hey, I want to sell my house," and they put it on the market. So 172 new listings hit the market in the last 7 days. 167 of those, not the new ones, but 167 houses on the market decreased in price. So if you're looking for a bargain, well, let me know, reach out. I'll send you the list of just the price decrease. And guess what? We most likely will be able to find a bargain. We'll most likely be able to find, no promises, because obviously I'm not the seller, but we're going to negotiate for you and we're going to do our best to try to get you a sweet deal. So do you need to bring less money to closing costs, or do you need some seller credits to pay down your interest rate, do a rate buy down, etc.? All these other terms that the lenders have. If so, reach out. We have a list for you and we'll scour that list and identify, see if it makes sense for you to move forward with one of those. 4 houses, the prices increased in the last 7 days. 124 houses actually sold, which means they closed in the last 7 days. So think about this. In the last 7 days, 124 families bought their home and closed on it. That is wonderful news, and we feel so blessed that in Northwest Arkansas, people are still wanting to come and live in this area. So make sure you maximize. And if you guys are thinking about buying or not, look at that. 124 families decided to have a new home in 2023, and they closed in the last 7 days. So don't delay taking action. If you go to the next stat, pending, 199 homes that went under contract. That means that there was 199 families that were out shopping, pre-approved with other agents, lenders, etc. And they found a house and they made an offer and they put it under contract. So at the end of the day, there's plenty of opportunity for you and your family. Don't give up. Don't listen to the noise that it's not the right time, this or that. The right time is whenever you can do it. That's the right time for you, because everybody's in a different situation. Everybody has different financial goals, financial commitments. So don't wait until it's the right time for everybody. It's whenever it's the right time for you. It's whenever you can do it. Reach out and we can help you identify if it makes sense now or later. At the end of the day, I mentioned in the beginning, and I'll repeat it again. You guys are going to pay the mortgage, not myself or anybody on my team. So we want to make sure that you are 100% confident with what you decide to buy and make yours. Okay. 38 properties that were under contract went back to the market. So that usually consists of potentially buyer financing falling through. Sometimes it's a seller property that doesn't uphold potentially inspections or walkthroughs. It's not doesn't happen very frequent, but it does happen. Most of the time, it's some type of financing. But at the end of the day, there's 38 new properties that were under contract that went back to the market and are now available. 33 homes on the market in the last 7 days withdrew, said, "Hey, I don't want to sell," or they're not ready, they have to do something else. When you see withdrawn as a status, it could be a bunch of different things. The customer could have changed their mind, or family emergency come up, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many scenarios. At the end of the day, they just withdraw from the market. Sometimes it's temporary, and sometimes it's forever. So it kind of just depends on what that certain situation is. But if you reach out to us, we'll do our due diligence and reach out to the agent that had it listed and kind of identify to see if there was something that that they're going to come back soon or not, so we can kind of coordinate it and be the first whenever it does come back on the market. And then 11 properties expired. So 11 listings that were on the market, their listing agreements expired. So there's 11 less there. But this is very important just to show you guys that the market is still moving. The market is still active, regardless of what you hear outside. I guarantee that most of you guys, when you're driving through Northwest Arkansas, you're seeing construction zones everywhere. You're seeing people, the survey cones out everywhere. You're seeing people clear out land to start building homes, and not just homes, commercial and all the other growth that happens with it. So don't delay on your goals. Take action, because this is going to be your year to conquer your goals. Okay. And I'm going to provide these links in the comment below. But here's going to be the links for all the houses in Northwest Arkansas that are brand new. Have a link there, and all the open houses that are happening this weekend. There's 172 open houses this weekend in Northwest Arkansas. That is phenomenal. That's a lot of opportunity for you to go and browse and see what's on the market and say, hey, maybe I'm not ready right now, but man, this looks really nice, and I can visually see my family in here. So I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to go sit down with SAS, and I'm going to go figure out what I need to do to put myself in a position to help my family and level up in this vision, in this area, right? So 172 opportunities for you to drive around and stop at open houses weekend. I'll put the link below so you guys can click on it and browse it. Washington County, 40 open houses available, all different prices ranges. These are not narrowed down to a certain price range. I wanted to provide the full buffet, because at the end of the day, we don't know what you want, and we want to be able to provide that whole buffet so that you can decide what makes sense for you now, and then potentially what you would want later, and we can kind of help you navigate that so that way you conquer your goals one step at a time. Okay. I'll put those, like I said, I'll put those links below. And then most of you are from the area. I know that you guys have probably seen the name Tyson, Walmart, Georgie's, JB Hunt. You've seen these names throughout our community. And I show this a lot of times during our consultations as well, just to show, hey, no matter where you're going to invest your money, it's more about the lifestyle, right? A lot of times people don't want to live, let's say, don't want to live in Silent Springs because they're from Rogers, or they don't want to live in Pea Ridge because they're from Rogers, or they don't want to live in Fayetteville because they're from Rogers, or vice versa. But what we end up finding more often than not is the majority of clients, after they start seeing the value that they can get, whether it's a bigger yard or an extra room, or the house is all brick like they wanted versus just siding, or whatever the case is, what's more important for you as a family. When we show clients that you can have more for less, and your lifestyle doesn't change, there's still going to be a Walmart down the corner, there's still going to be a bunch of shopping down the corner, then most people decide to make that jump and potentially drive 15, 20 minutes further. So at the end of the day, just want to make sure that you know that when you're looking for a home, we're going to be strategic and look exactly where you want. However, we do need you to be open-minded and potentially look at other areas. We would rather you tell us heck no than why didn't you show me? Because the why didn't you show me won't be very good for you or us, because you may end up having that seed of doubt or that seed of buyer's remorse, and that's not the outcome that we want. So we don't mind driving another 45 minutes to go show properties in the area that you may or may not want, as long as you're okay with considering it and potentially thinking of it as a possibility. Once again, I'll repeat it, you're paying the mortgage, not myself or anybody in our team. So we're here for you and to help you achieve your goals. This is the same map you see here. And if you see here the growth, so this is actually, I believe, the rural development map. And this kind of shows the growth. When I started in this business 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, this area wasn't grown as much. The yellow area is considered inside city limits for the rural development eligibility. And this is a fantastic program. And if you guys don't know anything about it, well, let me give you a quick recap. This program here gives you the ability to get into a home with 0% down, as long as it's one of the qualifying areas. And if you notice here, as long as it's in the non-yellow areas, I guess the beige areas, it would be included. There is an actual website. You can type in the address just to be 100% certain. But if the property does lie in one of these areas, you could potentially qualify for zero down. I mean, how much easier can they get? Zero down. They're not asking you for $300,000 out of pocket to buy this house. Zero down. So don't miss your opportunity. There's a lot of construction going on. And if you guys are familiar with the area, you see Lowell here. There's a lot of eligibility area, and that's the exact same road where Monroe is at. They built a new Harps, like 3 new gas stations. They built a new share station. So it's always a trend in the areas that are eligible. There's a ton of growth and more neighborhoods coming up. So uh, jump on that trend and cash in on that equity instead of having to pay more in the end. So you have two choices. You can be on the side of the cashing in on the equity and the growth, or you can be on this side and just have to pay for it when it's time. Either way, you're going to pay the bill. So we're here to help you out and inform you. But we want to educate you and let you know there's a ton of programs available that we can maximize so that you can move forward with your goals. And with that being said, yeah, I'd said new construction. I've mentioned already several times, but you'll notice there's new construction going on everywhere. Every single time I drive by Bellevue or drive by Promenade or drive by Springdale or drive by Bentonville or Centerton or Siloam, there's new neighborhoods coming up all the time. And the crazy thing is a lot of these neighborhoods are being sold before the houses are even done. And that's how serious people are about living in our area. So don't lose this opportunity. If you've been thinking about potentially getting a new home this year, make sure to click on one of the links that I'll provide, and you'll get the list to all the stuff that we're talking about. And then reach out if you have any questions. At the end of the day, we're here to help you and serve, and make sure that you are confident in your home buying, home selling journey. Every single person's journey is unique and different, but it's yours, and we want to help be the consultants and consult you and guide you through it. We're not going to decide for you, but we are going to help you, educate you, and inform you on what you should potentially look out for, so that way you do achieve your goals. To be honest, the last thing you want is for us to lead you to failure, right? I mean, nobody wants failure. So at the end of the day, that's not our goal either. Our goal is to lead you to success, and whatever success means for you. Everybody has a different meaning of success, so keep that in mind. We're here for you. Okay. And then here's our website as well. I did want to mention it. This is SAS Properties NWA.com. So one of the advantages that we have by using our team website versus Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, a lot of those places use national databases to update their homes. So let's say a property just went under contract an hour ago. It's going to show up here on our website first before it shows up on the national databases. There's always a little bit of delay on those to get the information fed to it. So if you want, no sign in required, you can browse properties on our website. And like I said, once again, I'll leave the links below. But maximize, use the tools, use the technology. Right now I'm on a camera. I'm using the technology right now. We use cell phones to call people on the other side of the world, other states, etc. Use the technology. It's only going to help you and advance your goals. So what we do find is the majority of the people that use the technology tools, when they work with us, we end up showing less than 10 homes and we're under contract because we're already maximizing their time. We don't have to drive to these locations to find out that our clients are not going to like them, and it's not me saying it, it's them saying it. So at the end of the day, use the tools. We're here to help you and provide you everything you need to make a great decision for you and your family to build wealth in real estate. And then at the end of the day, so yeah, that was it. I'm going to list all of the information that I mentioned. Here are the 3 links, specifically all the new houses in Northwest Arkansas that built after 2022, obviously. I'm going to provide the link with that. Let me go ahead and open it up and see. Perfect. Yes, 774 houses in Northwest Arkansas that are brand new built and ready for you to buy. So plenty of opportunity. Don't sleep on it. Thank you again for your time. I look forward to serving you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out anyway. Send me a message, leave a comment, or shoot me a text, give me a call. And this is going to be an ongoing weekly thing that we do to help update you on the stats of Northwest Arkansas and the real estate market. Okay. Thanks again for your time, and we'll talk soon.